Hey, what's up everybody? Tyler from Tenthumbs, and today we are talking about how to take a song that's wicked hard and make it just a little bit easier, make it look easier than Tom Cruise and Top Gun. Easier to sing, easier to jam, easier for everything. And it starts with a process called transposition.
And what? Pleasure.
No, not train spotting, transposition, alright? Okay, so first we gotta know what is transposition then? If it's not train spotting, what is it? Transposition is the act of changing a key. Okay, so when you use transposition, well, the first time you use it is maybe the chords are a little too hard for you. Curse you, E major, curse you! Another reason that you would transpose it is to get it to an easier key for your voice. Say for example, it's an E flat, but you love singing in D. Or say for example, my favorite key to sing, I can't sing in any key. Just like the E major, curse you! So to be able to transpose, you need to be able to do two things. Identify the key, and then change the key, all right? So let's put a key chart up. Now, as we're looking at this key chart, we can see the columns and the rows. We have Roman numerals up top, and to the left we have the key, all right? So all those Roman numerals play a similar focus in their role in that key. Let's, for example, take a look at this chord progression that's gonna go G, D, E minor, and C. All right, let's give that a listen. All right, then let's compare that to the key of D with the same Roman numeral chords. So we're gonna go D, A, B minor, G. All right, so those should feel pretty similar. Now, why is that? Because they're the same Roman numerals from their keys, which means that each of those chord progressions has the same role within its respective key. So if the original song was in the key of G and I wanted to make it to the key of D, that's how I would do it. Now that's quite a large transposition. Why don't we look at some other examples like the dreaded key of E and how to make the key of E much easier just by transposing it up just a tiny bit, okay? So we have a progression that goes E, A, B. Now, I know for a lot of people, they hate the key of E, they hate the chord of E, they hate the chord of B, all right? That can be pretty tricky. But we can make that substantially easier by raising it a semitone. Okay, so we can look at our chart again and we can see that the key of E and F are right next to each other. And by moving this up to the key of F, which is one semitone, it gets substantially easier and becomes F, B flat, and C. But we still have that B flat chord. Maybe that's a little too tricky for you. Again, the idea is to make it to your level. I find that transposing it closer to the original key is nice, but there are no real rules with this, okay? So what does it look like in the key of D? Well, in the key of D, it becomes D, G, A, which is substantially easier. Okay, so that's all fine and dandy. Now we know how to transpose the chords. So example, you see a key that you're not comfortable with, you can pull up this chord chart and just look, find your Roman numerals, and change the key that's easier for you to play chord-wise. Well, what about voice? How does the voice work? Well, to examine that, I think another way is to look at a riff, so you can visually see it with the ukulele. The riff works the same way as the voice, okay? So why don't we take a look at this riff in the key of A that sounds like this. Okay, so now that particular riff, I love it and I have no problem playing it. But the voice, that song for example, maybe I have to sing a high E note, and that's just too high for me. By bringing it down to a D note, it's going to be a lot easier. Well, that is one whole step, E, E flat, D, okay? So let's look at how that would work with our riff. If this song is in the key of A and the chords would go A, E, we want to bring it down a whole step, it would become G, D, C, and G. So how does that relate to the riff? Well, if the chord of an A and a G are two apart, A flat, G, then the riff is going to move down two as well. So our riff that was 5, 7, 5, 7, 4, 7, 5, down 2 frets, 1, 2 will become 3, 5, 3, 5, 2, 5, 3. Feel how it's the same. Okay, now the same thing works with melody. Think of What a Wonderful World. Alright, now check this out. Alright, it's the same melody, it's been transposed, and that functions the same way as the chords. If you find a song is just too high vocally for you, go ahead and transpose it down a couple keys. You're a lady voice and you're singing Johnny Cash and it's just too low. Hear that train coming, rolling around the bend. Then you can actually bring it up, alright? So this is transposition, this is the power of transposition, and this is how it's going to make it for easier chords, easier riff, and easier on your voice, okay? Just learn it, own it, it'll become internalized, it'll become habit, and it'll be something you'll be able to do easier. And if you never want to play anything but a C, and an F, and a G again, just transpose them all to the key of C. Alright everybody, have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching, TenthumbsPro.com. And we will see you next Wednesday or Saturday for another lesson. Skype lesson 1-on-1 if you're interested. Like you want to really dive deep into how this transposition hocus pocus works. That's cool, I dig it. Tenthumbs t-shirts, like this Tenthumbs t-shirt. You can check it out with those notes in the video. And until next time, keep on rocking and rolling and keep on transposing. Take care of yourselves.